Right then, so as you've seen with our social media platforms, we get a lot of people in great shape. But the big question is, are you ready to diet? Now, what do we mean by are you ready to diet? What we mean by that is, when the diet starts, are you in the most optimal position to get the best result? Because if you're starting from a poor position, what you have to remember with dieting, it only gets harder, it only gets worse. So you want to make sure, and a good coach will always get you in this position, that when you do start, you're ready to go. Any coach, some coaches, just because they want the transformation, just dive straight in. But I know with ourselves and everyone at the SF, we will actually tell you if you're not ready.
Yeah.
You know, you sometimes have clients who just come online, right, I want a photo shoot in 16 weeks. Fucking they're not trained, they've not been tracking the food, but yet they want to get shredded in 16 weeks, but they're fat as fuck now.
Yeah. You've got to earn that right to be able to get into that kind of dieting process.
Exactly. You've got to earn the right.
Like the amount of times we get people coming in and it's like the calories are so fucking ski with week to week.
Yeah.
Like we need to see a bit of a base there before we can even contemplate doing something so extreme.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We want to make sure we're in a great place when it comes to an output point of view, and that calories are in a solid place to actually be able to drop down from.
And you've got the daily habits locked down. You know, you don't want to spend the first 2, 3, 4 weeks of a 16-week diet creating habits around prepping food, eating the right kind of foods, training at the right time, getting one done. That needs to, the ball's already rolling, you're just adjusting things slightly to what you're already doing. You're increasing things and reducing things.
There's a diet to the diet, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's a phase before you actually start dieting that sets you up ready to start the diet.
Yeah.
As Johnny says, it's getting the daily habits, the sleep routine. Have you been tracking your training? Have you been tracking your food? Do you know where to, can you prep your meals?
Yeah.
There needs to be a certain element.
Do you even train at a level that's required to be able to get into that kind of condition? Like, have you been like I'm saying, training age is a massive one.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge, and that shows when it comes to the end point. If you're new to training, and you've seen people on Instagram and you're thinking, fuck, I want some of that.
Yeah.
But you're so far away from it. They've been training 10 years, they've earned the right.
Yeah.
It's like turning it to a footy pitch when you're 26 and you've never kicked a ball.
Yeah.
You're going to get ruined. Just because the majority of people can get in shape, hypothetically, doesn't mean if you just turned up to a gym, you've never trained, you've never dieted, you're just going to get a great result. It's offensive to the people who have been grinding since they were 16 in the gym. Yeah. They might be 30 now, but they've been doing 14 years of solid training. I mean, it's the same on any sport.
And the thing is, we treat the same kind of principle as well for people who are trying to push up as well. How many times do we get guys and girls wanting to come in to put size on, for example, and like, right, I'm ready to go.
Body fat.
Excess body fat from the off. Like dieting works both ways.
Yeah.
You still want to create habits, whether you're dropping or whether you're going back up again.
Yeah.
The amount of guys at the moment that are coming through and it's like, right, I'm ready to go, and it's like, well, you're not.
Yeah.
So we're going to spend a bit of time coming back down and getting in a place where we can then push up from a solid place.
I think
same thing, it's habits.
Yeah. You see some with like younger lads as well, and younger guys, it's a bit of like an instant society we live in now. Is like get everything yesterday.
Yeah,
it's like young lad, yeah, so I'm going to do a photo shoot, and it's like carrying very little muscle mass. Like what you're going to look like in the end, you know what I mean? They're just on Instagram and seeing these images of people looking a certain way. Oh yeah, I'll do that. And
you just know they're not even going to give up the
ready.
weekends.
No.
Getting pissed with the mates.
Yeah,
it's like there's levels to this.
Yeah.
That's a little caveat there though. Are you ready to take things to the next level?
Yeah.
Giving little social bits up, having those little sacrifices to actually get into that position.
Yeah.
And this is where, like we always talk about, this is where a good coach will come into the role, and they will have an honest conversation with an individual. So if you're watching this video now and you're this person who's like, alright, do I want to start a diet, do I want to get shredded, this is where you need to speak to someone and actually ask, as you've been saying, you know, are you ready to diet, are you in a good place with it, are you ready to take it to the next level?
Yeah.
How many times do we get people who we'll be honest with our clients and say like, you're not ready?
Yeah.
Like we've got guys and girls ourselves who's like, I want to do this. It's like, yeah, but you're not doing the basics.
We have to question you.
Yeah.
That's our job.
Go on, mate.
It is our job to question you and actually think. Obviously, we're very positive people. If you're ready to diet, we will take you to that nth degree.
Yeah.
But our job also is to understand where your mindset is at. So this is where you've got to be honest with yourself. Is it a nice idea to diet because Bob down the road did it and he's fucking dick skin?
Yeah.
Or are you actually ready?
When the reality sets in of what's required,
Exactly.
are you still going to be there?
The next one, the next thing to focus on would be like, why are you doing it? Why is it important? I've just adjusted the question on my questionnaire to, what is your current goal? Please explain to me why this is important for you to achieve, because so many people fill that box in and just say something like, just want to get sick.
IFBB Pro.
They don't
I'm
understand
trying to
like
get
why. Like when you, I always say to them, why is it important to you? I don't really know. And it's like, then how are you going to do something very, very difficult if you don't even know why you're doing it? So you do a bit of like digging, you can do it yourself. Like you've got that thing in coaching, the 5 whys, haven't you?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
why do you want to do something? Then you just keep asking why and why and why, and it kind of breaks down the layers of the onion, and then you get to the core of why somebody wants to do it. So you start off and you'll say, oh, going on holiday with the lads, and you keep going deeper, and then it comes to something like, oh, my missus cheated on me and fucked off, so I don't want that to happen again. So yeah, I think you don't need somebody else to ask you them questions. You can do it to yourself. I've done it to myself. I ask it myself 5 times, and you will not even realising yourself why sometimes you're doing something that you're actually doing it. Do you know what I mean? So understanding that
It's always an emotional thing that's driving you.
the deep-rooted why.
I find a lot with going off what Johnny's talking about with the onion here. A lot of people don't want to ask the why.
No, it's
He's
uncomfortable.
Scared
Scared
of
of
why.
why.
I don't like
Yeah.
doing it to myself, mate. It's fucking uncomfortable.
You don't like what the answer might be.
It's
at the end of it.
uncomfortable, yeah.
And you find with a lot of people who get shredded come from a really painful background of
Yeah,
proving
yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Whether they got bullied at school, whether they didn't make fucking first team at football, whatever it is.
They've all got insecurities.
Everyone's got
That's the thing.
insecurities, and that's where it comes from. So you've got to be comfortable with yourself when you're doing this exercise,
Yeah.
because once you get it and you understand it and you've approached it, you accelerate fast.
Yeah.
And this is where people who aren't insecure, this is why,
Yeah.
because they're very secure with being.
Being insecure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're cool
It's
with
like,
knowing that you've got
That was
issues
to a
and
balding.
stuff.
It's like, right, yeah, I get that. What's next?
Not
what I
arse.
mean?
Lean forward.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
going Turkish, right?
Yeah.
So I hope we've answered the question on here, because it is a massive one and it's something you do need to consider with all the things we've spoke about today.